This is the brand new for 2025 Lemax Spooky Town Air and Space Novelties Hangar Museum piece. It is sold at all retailers and goes for a price between $140 and $160. If you've been wanting an alien-themed Lemax Spooky Town building, then this is finally the piece for you. A full demo of the building will be shown at the end of the video, but for now, enjoy the review.
How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelated Pumpkin, and in today's video, I will be reviewing the brand new for 2025 Lemax Spooky Town Air and Space Novelties Hangar Museum. Now, I believe this is one of our very first space or alien-themed Lemax pieces we have ever gotten. I have to say, it's been a very long time coming. They really don't touch alien stuff at all. And while I don't think aliens are my favorite theme for Halloween and Spooky Town, it's definitely nice when we get it, and I think they did a great job with this piece, so let me tell you why. I'll start by talking about the most important part with any Lemax piece, which is of course the design. So this piece, of course, is supposed to be an old aircraft hangar that was sort of retrofitted into this little museum here. And of course, this takes place in the desert, obviously trying to get those Area 51 vibes nailed. And I think they did a pretty good job doing so. I think having this piece be in the desert is a very, very, very unique move on Lemax's part. I don't think there really ever has been a piece sort of set in the desert before. So that was definitely an interesting move, but of course it's a very well-fitting one because the whole theme is aliens here, so it's definitely something I like and helps make this piece really stick out. Air and Space Novelties Museum Hangar itself is pretty well detailed. It has a lot of little signs all over it, my favorite being this one right here with the UFO on top. That sort of retro 50s looking monster movie sort of billboard going on there. Really cool looking. I love the design of that, especially that woman's screaming face. And of course the little UFO on top that lights up as well is really cool. I also love the little communications tower they got right there, especially that little alien inside. The little alien's design is great as well. I really do like that. And the other little details I'll mention, of course, are these little zombie hazmat workers sort of walking around that, according to the story of this one, the alien has turned into zombies with his ray gun. So a great thing about this piece that we rarely see in a lot of Lemax pieces is that there's a story going on here, and a quite clear one with a few different layers to it. So obviously at some point this was an Air and Space Novelties Museum, but as you can see it is all boarded up now, and of course we have all these hazmat guys walking around it, basically I guess investigating whatever they have inside. So I assume at some point this Air and Space Novelties Museum actually found some real alien aircraft, and I guess the government caught on and they basically shut down this museum. Of course now have a bunch of scientists or whatever investigating it with hazmat suits on, but in their investigation they woke up whatever was waiting inside that flying saucer aircraft, and now they have an alien invasion on their hands that's turning all of them into zombies. It's rare to see a story like this so well told in a Lemax piece, but just by looking at it and listening to the dialogue that it says in its audio, which I'll talk about in a little bit, I think it's really cool that you're able to get a grasp for what happened here just by putting the pieces together, just really by looking at it, which I think is really cool. Overall, I think this one has an absolutely fantastic design, and they nailed the alien/Area 51 theming here perfectly. So the design and theming is pretty much spot on and flawless here. It's really unique for a Lemax piece. I think this is really the only one like this you're gonna find out of their lineups throughout pretty much every year since they've been active at making stuff. This is definitely a one-of-a-kind piece right here, and I have to say it's a very cool looking one at that. Anyways, the next part I want to talk about is the animation, of course, because this piece does feature that. So we have these hazmat zombies, of course, walking around, going inside the little decon area there, and coming out the other side of the hangar museum. And up at the top, we have the little alien inside the communication tower there, moving from side to side. And of course, we have the little UFOs that spin around the top, which are pretty cool. I think the animation is decent enough. I'm not sure how necessary it was that it had to be included on this piece. I feel like the people walking around the outside is alright. I think it is cool how they do enter the decon booth right there and sort of come out the other end. I think it would have been cool though if they entered as humans and walked out as zombies. I'm not sure how they would have been able to do that, but that would have been really creative and clever if they were able to figure that out. I do like the movement of the alien up at top. It gives some life to that character inside that little booth there, I guess. And of course the UFOs that spin around are really cool as well and add to the whole vibe of the alien invasion happening. When Lemax does a really large piece like this, they always kind of tack animation onto it. And and I think the animation here is welcomed enough. It's definitely not a hindrance to the piece at all, I can't say that. But what I am trying to say is that it's not super necessary, but I'm happy it's here. Next, I'll talk about the lighting. I think the lighting on this piece is actually really good. I feel like in recent years, especially with this year's whole lineup, the lighting on a lot of Lemax pieces has kind of gotten a little bit stagnant. They really don't get that colorful anymore, but this one most certainly does, which is definitely a nice shakeup. I'll start with my favorite part of the lighting, which is of course in the little UFO on the billboard sign there. It just lights up one color, but I think it's perfectly fine and really adds to this little pop to the piece, I feel. The lighting as for the rest of it is cool. I do like the green light they have on the side there. The lights up front are really cool as well, and I like how they're all sorts of different colors. And I like the red lights on top of the communications tower that sort of spins around. That's really cool. But without a doubt, the coolest part of lighting on this, which has never been done on any Lemax piece before, is this almost projector light they have going on inside of the decon booth there. It basically flashes an alien hand and then an alien face, which is so awesome looking. I think it looks really cool. I hope we see this effect used a lot more in the future for Lemax pieces. I think this use was pretty creative here, but I would love to see it used in different creative ways in the future. But I think they did a good job here for the first time this little feature, lighting feature is ever being used on a Lemax piece. It certainly looks cool and most definitely adds a lot to this piece for me. So I think the lighting here is pretty stellar. And the last thing I'll talk about is the audio. Well, I really don't think the audio really affects my overall opinion of a building at all. I know there are people out there watching who will think it's important, so I'll just talk about it briefly now. Like most Lemax pieces, or most modern Lemax pieces, it's really not that great. I do like how it kind of tells you what's happening though with the basically the hazmat people being turned into zombies. It does explain that in the audio, which is nice, kind of a nice clarification, because on first glance you might be a little confused why there's zombies walking around an alien piece, so it does a good job there. But other than that, it's just kind of silly. The woman who's talking in it speaks in rhymes, which is just kind of stupid and unnecessary. But other than that, I can't complain too badly. I would have liked a few more alien or sci-fi sound effects thrown in there maybe, but you know, really audio is not all that important to me. But I guess I can't hate on it too much because it does give you that bit of story that is kind of helpful in understanding what's happening within the piece. Alright everybody, so overall I have to say this is an absolutely awesome Lemax piece, and I'm very happy to have it as a part of my collection now. For probably their first ever alien piece, if I'm not mistaken, I think they did a knockout job. This one is really great. There is so much to love about it, as I discussed throughout this entire video. Alright everybody, well that is going to be it for this video, and that was my review of the Air and Space Novelties Hangar Museum from Lemax Spooky Town 2025. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what you think of this piece and if you're planning on getting it. With that, everybody, I want to give one more huge thank you to Lemax for sending me this piece. And with that, remember this one thing. Nobody outpixelates the pumpkin. Thanks for watching.
Do aliens exist, and are they among us? The proof is here. No need to discuss. Slimy and green with a death ray gun. We just heard that the Air and Space Novelties Hangar Museum has been overrun.
Must signal the others before these humans capture me.
This just in, forget everything that has been said. One shot and you become one of the undead.
Hey guys, I got one.